Welcome to Friendly Math 101. Today our lesson is on factoring by grouping. We typically want to factor by grouping when we have a four-term polynomial. And when we look at our four-term polynomial, we want to look at the first two terms on their own, as well as the last two terms on their own. And what we're going to do within those is we're going to take out the greatest common factor. So when we're looking at the first two terms, the greatest common factor is 2x squared. And we're going to factor that out. We're left with 6x plus 1. And then we're going to look at our last two terms. And again, we're going to factor out the greatest common factor, which is -5. And we're left with 6x plus 1. What we're going to do is we're going to combine our GCFs and we're going to put those together. And these will be a factor. And then what you have remaining should be identical, and that is going to be your second factor. So 6x plus 1. And that's how you factor this four-term polynomial. Let's do one more example. Again, we want to look at the first two terms together, and then we'll look at the last two terms. So within the first two terms, the greatest common factor is going to be 9x squared. And when we factor that out, we're left with 7x plus 6. Then we're going to look at the last two terms, and our greatest common factor is -15. When we factor that out, we're left with 7x plus 6. Again, we group our greatest common factors together. That's going to be one factor. So 9x squared minus 15. And then what we have remaining should be identical, and that's going to be our second factor, 7x plus 6. And that concludes our lesson on factoring by grouping. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those questions in the comment section below. And for more math tutorials, subscribe to our channel, Friendly Math 101.